NyanCave!
Hey, welcome back to day 2
of the NyanCave plays Ace Attorney.
Great Chronicles.
Yeah, we almost got it.
We did it together!
Yay!
Hello!
My goodness. It's always so hard coming back to the next day. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be really tough after a weekend.
Right?
Like, where are we?
Where are we?
Who are
Previously on Ace Attorney, Susato's pretending to be a man to save her best friend, who's very sus.
So sus.
So sus.
Giselle Brett, more like Giselle Dead. Not a good pun, but it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And we are cross-examining 2 of the best witnesses in the course of the game.
The entire game so far.
I figured it out, I think.
I love how you have no problem just inviting people without a care for how you look.
Wow.
I wish I cared that little. So jealous. Love you all.
Narcissus Bidoo, thanks. It takes a certain kind of
Lack of self-awareness.
to do this.
Yeah. It takes a perfect balance. Perfect balance of self-awareness.
I feel attacked. Oh, man. Oh, good times. Hey, everybody. Yeah. So wait, what are we trying to prove right now? We're just trying to get away or get our friend off for murder?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we do.
This is the Ace Attorney way.
Okay. Oh, right.
So I have a bit of a long bomb.
Okay.
I'm
game.
Where it says there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife out of the victim. But then we have the poison, where it's like the article about the poison that was stolen. Even my father didn't know about it. So I mean, if something was poisoned, it might have been a good idea to pull it out.
Right.
Yeah.
And this could be actually one step closer to convicting our defendant by saying that she knew about the poison.
I guess.
Cusco's poison.
Yes.
The poison for Cusco.
A poison made especially for Giselle Brett, yeah.
Giselle Brett's poison.
Giselle Brett's poison, yes. That poison.
I say we send it. I do see it.
Objection!
Music stopped.
No, there's one possibility. One very good reason why the defendant might have decided to withdraw the knife from the victim's wound.
What?
The uncle not only has poor grasp of the law, but is also a poor loser.
I don't think my financial situation has anything to do with this.
I disagree. Tell us then, what possibility do you think you've identified?
It's here. In this newspaper article. An article about a deadly poison have been stolen from the laboratory at the Imperial Yume University.
The victim perished from a stab wound. Poison has no relevance in this case. I will not be duped by poison again.
Prosecutor Ouchie, you will let the defense speak.
But the newspaper article, the court cannot rely on that kind of hearsay those wretched publications carry.
Counsel for the defense, I'm going to need some tangible basis for your claim. You will indicate to the court precisely what part of the newspaper article mentioned affirms your assertion.
Your Excellency!
Yes, of course. Thank you. Ray would never have done something to further endanger Mrs. Brett's life without just cause. Reading and standing is so much more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah?
It's like walking and chewing gum. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife from the victim's body is explained in the article where it says...
Following a lecture at Yume by Soseki Natsume on 11th of August, it discovered light that a very disturbing incident took place. A deadly poison being secretly developed in the university's forensic science laboratory was stolen. Even the smallest amount entering the body, if the mouth or the wound from a poison-laced blade, would prove fatal in minutes. Current methods cannot detect the newly developed chemical. The university would have to be consulted. Onset of symptoms could appear in minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death. Such symptoms would be suggestive of this toxin. It's apparent an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids and is rumored to have been commissioned by the military.
Page 2 was a little on the nose about that blade.
Yeah. I guess it's even the smallest amount. Would probably be it.
Poison to the...
Hi.
Super.
This is a calm and collected message. Oh my god, Tom is back for this. I love you, Tom. I'm so happy. Ask for half.
Oh, so
Asked
good
for
for
half.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Also, how are you all? I had a heck of a great time playing this game. Also, Clay, did you reference Crazy Ex-Girlfriend yesterday?
Super
Love you all.
potato!
I don't think so. I don't know what that is. Sounds like fun though.
No.
Are we talking real life or like
The character lady?
the one outside my window?
Watching me every day.
Come to my
I
window.
wish. Deadly in tiny quantities, just like
or
me.
was it stolen?
Oh, that's probably it too.
The article reveals the following property about the poison in question. When the toxin enters the body on a knife laced with poison, it's rapidly absorbed and causes death within minutes.
Oh, the crazy ex-girlfriend meme? Oh, maybe.
Oh, I see.
Oh, are you suggesting?
If the knife used to attack Miss Brett was laced with this very poison, it would explain why the defendant, Memba-mi-san, would have withdrawn the blade as soon as possible. Yes, the truth is, it was an attempt to stop the poison from entering the victim's body.
Ooh, music. What?
Objection!
This is complete and utter nonsense!
Not at all. The defendant withdrew the knife blade from the victim's body not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life, and the prosecution cannot deny this possibility.
Have you not read the post-mortem report? The cause of death was a hemorrhage. The word poison appears nowhere in the document.
Well, that's because because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking hold.
Oh, please. Okay, this is clearly desperation, Your Honor. The weasel's last breaking of wind.
Is that the saying?
I guess it
The
is.
weasel's fart. Okay.
Poison has nothing whatsoever to do with this case, as I believe the defense is well aware. We have no proof that the information in this wretched newspaper article is at all reliable anyway.
The fart of death.
Fart of death.
The fart of death.
I've encountered a few of those in my life.
In that situation, what the student should have done is waited for medical assistance to arrive. But instead, you claim she suspected poisoning and took the potentially lethal decision to remove the blade. She must have had a strong reason for her suspicions then, or the argument makes no sense.
Exactly. Well put, Inspector. On what grounds did she do it, yokel?
Why did Ray suspect the stolen poison was involved? If you want grounds, I'll give you grounds.
Ooh, 6 feet underground.
Oh shit!
You can't possibly.
From your expression, counsel, it appears that those are not empty words. But naturally, as you stand in this court as a lawyer, you must be aware that words alone, empty or not, are not of value in our modern justice system. The court demands evidence.
Yes, Your Excellency. I'm well aware of that. I've seen it many times. From my place at his side in the Old Bailey.
In that case, counsel, you'll present the proof to the court now. What evidence demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper?
The post-mortem report talking about the pupils!
Yes.
I didn't go there.
I
That's
was thinking the pen.
Okay, you can try the pen.
Oh man. Okay. What evidence demonstrates clear link between this case and the poison? Wait, do we even know that there's poison in the pen yet? Like, do we know
No.
that? Like, it just
We
says
know that
liquid.
there's liquid.
I think we're not there yet. Then
Yeah.
is my guesstimation.
Unless the context of this has changed now.
Right.
No. Well, let's
Yes.
try it.
Spooky.
Take that!
Oh, it didn't stop.
No, it worked.
Okay, I would ask the court to refer to the notes section of the post-mortem report, which reads, Extreme meiosis pupil constriction was observed in the victim. Clearly, being a yokel with no knowledge of forensic science, I have no idea. So please, do tell me. Presumably the fact that this is a condition of the victim was noted in the post-mortem report
Oh my god.
means that it's an unusual symptom of death.
Well,
Under normal circumstances, the pupils dilate when someone dies. If there was extreme constriction instead, that's most certainly unusual, yes.
what are you doing, you yokel detective?
In the newspaper article, there's the following information about the stolen poison. Onset of symptoms occurs within minutes, ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death.
What?
If the defendant, upon seeing the victim stabbed in the back, happened to notice that the pupils of Miss Brett's eyes had constricted severely,
Yes, as a medical research assistant, she would have suspected poison immediately, without doubt.
Prosecutor Ouchie, I think you'll agree. This is very compelling evidence.
You yodel student and yodel professor!
Sorry, guys, we're a little backed up.
Yeah, we were backed up.
Catch up a little bit.
Probably shouldn't laugh anymore.
Jezzael Brett in the last game was complaining about Japanese people not being Western enough even though she was in Japan. So she's essentially the reverse Victor Kudo.
Thank
A
you.
lot of ways to do it.
Thanks, DG. Shoot.
So apparently Deathloop isn't a meme game. I've heard that it actually looks good. It got 89 on Metacritic.
Hey,
Oh,
yeah. No, like the trailers are good. The meme is that I just saw way too many trailers.
so many trailers.
Trailers were on loop,
The game was more trailer than game.
and it snuck into like every conference.
Every single conference
Every
it
single
could.
one.
No.
I'm glad it's good though.
Yujin Mikotoba,
Yes, Your Excellency.
I believe you are best placed here to confirm or deny the veracity of the defense counsel's argument. You will tell the court the truth about the details reported in this newspaper, please.
It pains me to have to admit it. But I'm afraid I don't know.
You don't know.
The toxin was kept under lock and key in my laboratory, certainly, but I was unaware of any theft.
Do you mean to tell the court that the reports of this theft are unfounded?
No, Your Excellency. Without returning to the laboratory to investigate myself, I couldn't say.
Listen to the blubbering academic! Unaware of the theft of secret state research from his own workplace until he reads it of it in the newspaper.
I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision.
Father,
A pitiful situation for a university professor. You should have more control of your students rather than allowing them off on a killing sprees.
killing spree.
Ooh.
That's
Spectacular!
that's totally unfounded. None of this is Professor Mikitoba's fault. It's all my fault. Ray,
Membami-san, you stand accused here. Outbursts like this will not be tolerated.
but it was me. I was the one who noticed that the poison we were developing had been stolen that day.
What?
So you knew. I'd been placed in charge of overseeing the project. It was the day that the professor and Soseki-san were interviewed together in the newspaper.
Sasaki-san here about to like drop the biggest juice ever. Like, it's gonna be there. It's been a week.
So much fiber!
That's what he gets for eating cat food. That's when I noticed that some of the poison was missing. Just a tiny amount it was.
Sometimes I see this from white too.
Why didn't you let me know immediately?
I was scared.
Oh.
The whole project was supposed to be confidential, but some of the toxin had somehow been taken. So I decided to try and get it back before anyone else found out. Because I have a very good idea of who the thief was! The thief? You don't mean... Yes, of course. It was that dainty Englishwoman.
Miss Giselle Brett.
That's why I decided to join the little group of people going to the seaside.
Oh.
Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on a stool in the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew I was untouchable.
She was untouchable.
She was untouchable. I know it was you who stole the poison! Well now, whatever do you mean?
I won't hesitate, bitch!
And then she suddenly got to her feet
Oops.
before falling to her knees in front of me and then collapsing on the floor. That's when I saw the knife in her back. I couldn't understand what had just happened. And then, a moment later, I was seized with fear. The pupils of her eyes they'd shrunk to tiny pinpoints.
I don't believe it.
In other words, you realized the victim was suffering the effects of the stolen poison.
My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything past Miss Brett's lips whilst I'd been with her. Which left the only one possible way for the poison to have entered her body. On the blade of the knife in her back.
And the train of thought was what spurred you to withdraw the blade.
Yes. If the amount that had entered her bloodstream was small enough, she might still have a chance. That's what I hoped. Really, I'm so sorry for staying silent all this time.
Your attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. However, I've duly noted the courage with which you confessed in the end.
Thank you. Your Excellency! It's barely perceptible, but I do think the balance has shifted a little here. In this courtroom now.
Oh, please.
Job interview update.
Tasso!
Pretty sure I bungled it, BC. I kept being asked Q&S where I had to struggle to not respond with because I want to survive.
Tasso, why do you want to work here? For money, to live.
I mean, to certain questions, it's not the wrong answer.
What do you think of our company? I think it'd be great if you paid me money to live.
Thanks, Tasso.
Thank you, Tasso. And maybe that's all they want.
That's it. That's it.
Great to see you again, Tom. I missed you. Unfortunately, I have to catch up on the VODs, but I hope you are having fun being back for Ace Attorney.
Hey, don't worry. If you're anything like me, you can do it in about 6 days.
2 times speed.
2 times speed, baby.
Oh, this one, sorry.
I'm tired of these motherfucking angriests on these motherfucking planes.
Oh.
Last one for a bit. Be totally back 4 streams soon, thank goodness.
Angry. I hope Ball was good.
Yeah.
Sports ball.
You might fly more than anyone I know. Brave you. Oh no, it broke! Sorry.
If it does, that just let me know.
Joey Jambo!
There it is!
He's here! So good to see ya!
I was at a carnival yesterday when your stream started, and I missed Tom's return. I am ashamed of myself.
It's okay, Joey. It's just okay. It's good to see you here, man.
Okay. One more, which is 2.
one more.
It's nice
Sorry,
to see you again,
Hey, what's
Tom.
up?
Anyway, name time. You already figured out Ray's English name's
Yeah.
pun,
Makes
but
sense.
her Japanese name is Haori Murasame. Half. Murasame is derived from the Japanese term for a passing shower, and Haori refers to the Japanese clothing of the same name. 2 halves.
She's a passing shower?
Your Excellency, do not be deceived. The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say? Well, Member-me-san, if that is the case, perhaps you could explain how Miss Brett came to be stabbed.
Well,
You have no answer because the simple truth is that you stabbed the victim, motivated by revenge.
But you have no conclusive evidence to prove that assertion, do you?
Haha.
I am the prosecution. I don't need it.
Right?
Oh, I have evidence.
Oh, shit.
And it is very much conclusive.
Oh,
It's a motive.
What's the prosecution counsel up to? It was brief, but he hesitated for a moment there. I'm almost sure of it.
You will produce the aforementioned evidence at 1, Prosecutor Ouchie.
Perhaps some praise is due, young yokel student?
What?
Praise me. Praise
I
it.
should?
I had imagined there would be no need to submit this evidence, so I've withheld it. But you've brought this upon yourself.
Ha. Oh, wow.
Who took that photo?
I know who took that photo.
With the crickety-crackety.
And that's the,
Oh my
The
god!
sorry, the lightning.
The lightning!
the lightning.
The lightning!
Harry Potter vision.
Could a more damning shot?
Okay, yeah, no, that's you. This is you.
No, I think it's you. I think it's you.
Oh, okay.
It was deeper bloops. It's you.
Could a more damning shot exist? The cruelty in the air on that beach is almost palpable. This evidence, more than any other, reveals the truth extent of the accused's murderous nature. For it shows the precise moment that Memberby-san plunged her dagger into the back of the victim.
No, that's not true. No, I don't believe it.
I'll be honest, this was a little bit thin. Why was she already on the ground?
I know. Well, I also want to know who is sticking a camera into someone's changing room on the beach.
Right? Who's the pervert?
I know, right?
Who's the pervert?
We gonna find that pervert today.
I'm pretty sure I know it was.
It was me.
It was the dude who was
Oh.
snapping pictures all around Soseki. Probably.
What? No, his camera wasn't broken.
I did look at
goodbye.
it. I did look at
You
it.
did? It was broken?
No, I didn't see it broken.
Oh.
It's just I don't think that they would like, just from a meta game kind of point, I don't think they put his model in and then only have him show up there. So I don't know. I imagine.
I was hoping to catch Soseki taking off his sneakers.
I'm sure you were.
And all I caught was some lady getting stabbed. Ugh.
Pause here.
Freaking Mia for real!
Hi Tom. You don't know me, but I just wanted to say thank you for the hours of entertainment you've given me. Hope life is treating you well.
Thank you, Sissy! And I hope that you're feeling better too from your surgery. That quick recovery and feeling goods. Many happy thoughts to you. Many happy thoughts.
A marvelous amount of
I'm gonna
many
play
thoughts.
this because it's already going, but we didn't play it.
Freaking yeah.
Pocket Senpai, thank you for being one of us.
Look at that, Pocket Senpai.
Just right in your pockets.
Order! Order. Order! Counsel for the defense, was it you who was responsible for that shrill scream that just pierced my courtroom?
Perhaps his voice has yet to break. These yokels are slow of mind and slow to mature.
Take a shot every time they say yokel.
We will die.
Yeah.
I'll show you who's slow to mature.
Careful now. Sosoto is starting to show her face before.
Our face here.
It is often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and here we have ample proof.
Weren't pictures invented like 9 months ago? That saying didn't take long.
Yeah, right.
The court will now accept this extremely cognate...
Cogent? Cogent? I don't know.
photographic print as evidence.
Extremely photographic print.
Incriminating. I don't know.
This print is extremely photographic. I can't believe he's had a photograph like that up his sleeve this entire time. It's such a stark image. I'm genuinely lost for words. Wait a minute. I don't understand. How did you... who took that photograph? Ray.
That's a good question.
That is of no importance here. Stop trying to divert attention. Okay.
I really hope it wasn't Ouchie. Oh my god, if it was Ouchie, it's just so much. So much wrong.
That's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important. Whoever took this photographic print was a witness to Miss Brett's death. The court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony.
Ah!
I will uphold the defense's demand.
And that's why Ouchie hesitated.
The prosecution will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking this photograph at once.
Oh, well, I'm afraid I can't do that.
Because it's me. Pardon?
You see, this print arrived at the Imperial Police Bureau headquarters by express post yesterday. But there was nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. The provenance of the print is unknown.
Goodness.
Are we to understand then, counsel, that in full knowledge of the fact that this photograph has the murkiest of origins, you nevertheless believe it fit for submission as evidence in the Supreme Court?
When you first produced that print before, I noticed that you hesitated for a brief moment.
Oh my god, I noticed too.
Because you knew that it wasn't completely reliable evidence, didn't you?
Silence, you yokel student and blabbering professor! What matters is the blatant truth that is this print so eloquently expresses.
But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the knife from the wound. Clearly, this isn't the moment that the knife was plunged into the victim's back, but...
The moment it was withdrawn. Don't waste this court's time with your ramblings.
Indeed, without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. And the scene it captures is without a doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court. If the defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, I believe the conclusion is clear.
Oh no!
Susato, this is the time for you to fight. If you've established so far is true, then there can be no doubt. This photograph shows the moment that Ray withdrew the blade from the victim.
Yes, we just need to prove that somehow.
You'll have plenty of time to rue your defeat on the slow train back to the provinces. And to rue the day that you came up against Tatsuki Ouchie in a court of law.
If I can't determine who took this photograph, then the trial is going to come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. There must be some way of working out who took it. If only I was struck with some sort of lightning inspiration.
Well, counsel.
Your Excellency, the burning question is who took that photograph. And the truth is...
I have the answer. Woo! Hey!
Woo!
This isn't about whether I can or can't come up with the answer now. I simply have to. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal.
What? No! You can't possibly! But as you boldly claim that you can, please do enlighten us.
Unfortunately, I'm unable to present a name.
How utterly underwhelming. Did you really believe that you
couldn't either. However, I am able to present evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity.
What?
Very well then, counsel, present your proof to the court. Which piece of evidence do you claim reveals something about the identity of the photographer?
This one.
The best song lyrics to capture the
Hey,
Nyan
Miles.
reunion. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
Boys
I
are
said,
back in
the boys are back in town.
It's a good song.
It's a great song. Miles of Edgeworth!
Thank you.
That was on a summer playlist that was made for me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He used it in Nightstale, too. He used a lot of good music in Nightstale.
Or she's a yokel, he's a yokel, they're a yokel, I'm a yokel, everyone is a yokel.
Everyone's a yokel.
Look under your seat. Everyone gets a yokel.
So I guess they added a pun in the localization for no reason.
Brian's having some
Lol.
trouble today. Or is it just
No,
me?
that's. Remember how my audio is disconnecting, reconnecting? There's a lot of USB stuff plugged in right now, and I think it's messing it up.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I'll try to redirect that.
Exclamation mark, watched the archives of the Great Ace Attorney yesterday. Good luck with this one. Sorry if my English is bad from Japan.
Perfecto.
Daijobu.
Ah.
Eiga.
Is that ururi? Uriri?
Ururi?
Uriri?
Ururu.
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 I didn't learn katakana well. Ururu!
Ururu.
Thank you.
Ururu.
Ururu!
Ururu. It's fun. Arigato. Thank you.
Dozo yoroshiku.
Yokoso.
Yokozo! That's the one I was looking for.
Yokoso. NyanCave.
What is that? A newspaper again?
It's late.
Raucous England returnees tell all.
It's not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photograph.
Is it even healthy for a cat to eat lasagna?
If you look at it closely, you'll notice that there are some white lines on the right-hand side.
Yes, indeed. And they caught my eye as it happens.
What of it? A shadow of some kind, presumably, from the branches or of a tree or the like?
There are no trees growing inside of my laboratory at the university, I can assure you.
I really messed you with by calling it a laboratory.
I know, really did. I don't think this guy says laboratory.
Now, if you look closely at this photograph,
It will make you laugh.
Yoko watch nice.
Good gracious!
yes, exactly the same pattern of lines is present on this photograph too.
Well, that tells us nothing. Yes, it's a shadow of some kind, definitely, from the branches of a tree.
There wouldn't be any trees growing inside the hut at the beach council.
What's quite remarkable about it is that the two patterns are absolutely identical. How could such an extraordinary similarity have transpired?
The curious matching pattern that appears on both photographic prints is a result of...
Some tree
I gotta
branches.
do it. Oh, no, it'll cost me. Damn. Yeah, no, camera defect for sure, yeah.
Obviously, it must be due to a problem with the camera used to take the photographs.
With the photographic device?
Yes, we can confidently say that the camera's lens must be scratched, and that the scratched lens caused unwanted lines to appear on every print taken with the device.
In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera.
But
Draw from your seat of hope, Ouchie. Come on. Is that the extent of it? Ooh.
there must be hundreds of such camera devices here in the capital.
When he does that hand down thing, I think he's gonna pull it off at one point.
His face?
His little
Oh,
bump.
his little nubbin?
Yeah.
Oh no.
His one last shred of hope.
It would be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this particular one.
I think you're forgetting, Prosecutor Ouchie, that one of the photographs featured in a newspaper featured in a newspaper article.
A newspaper. Ah! Oh!
That's right.
Oh no!
The author of that article is the mystery witness to this crime.
Yes. Many moo moo moo. Many moo moo moo? Oh.
I see why you were called a raucous England returnee.
What are you yelling about? You've already testified!
It's Many Momo, I tell you! Many Memo! Many Memo?
Yeah.
Soseki-san? What was that? Did you say Many Memo? Ever since I returned to Japan, a reporter from the Shoyu News has been hounding me, following my every move.
Show me
A reporter by the name of Raiten Many Memo. Yes, a hound is hounding me from dusk till dawn! Ah, now that he mentions it. They secretly spy, snapshots, scribble stories, and scupper my privacy! You're right, it was him. He's so hot, he can't be evil. And his badge! I mean, his armband!
His armband!
The symbol. Yeah.
RM! Oh! Ink! Oh!
All of it.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Wait, were you seeing RM?
Yeah.
His name, Remimimimo.
Oh, yes.
Could that be the same reporter? A camera to the left of him, a notebook to the right. There I am, stuck in the middle with right hand Minimimo.
So good.
Are you saying that this picture was taken by?
By Minimimo! Yes! My lord, your excellency, Esquire!
Officer! Find this newspaper reporter at once and bring him to my courtroom. We will adjourn for a short recess in the meantime.
Oh, I can get him, just watch me pose. Oh, yes, your excellency.
Drops pen.
As you say, Your Excellency.
And one more thing. I want this knife, the murder weapon, examined for traces of poison. I will solicit the assistance of the Imperial University's medical department for the task. Understood.
Meh. It's just a bodysuit with a kimono over top of it. Meh.
Meh. Meh.
To be
so close.
continued.
We're always so close.
So close.
So close. 40 minutes in.
Ball was good for the first half. Then ball was bad. We lost badly to a team we were expected to beat. Cries.
Angry. You
That
tried
happens.
so hard and got so far.
Yeah, it seems like I don't know much about sports or football, but it seems like the NFL's on fire right now. I saw like a post that was a conspiracy theory that Aaron Rodgers was like throwing the games on purpose because he doesn't want to be there or something. I don't know, but apparently it's bad. I don't know anything about it. I saw things like conspiracy theory.
Drama.
Wow.
Aaron Rodgers is just there to fuck shit up.
Aaron Rodgers, more like Aaron dodging of responsibilities. I'm so sorry, Susato. I should have told you about the toxin. Ray.
You had a strong sense of responsibility, I know. That's why you decided to shoulder the burden alone.
No, that's not it at all. I was scared of my failure coming to light, that's all. So I had hoped to retrieve the substance from the Englishwoman before anyone found out.
I was less mad before you said that.
Before the trial started, do you remember what you said, Susato? That you had no doubt in your mind about my innocence, that you'd stand by me to the last. I remember. And yet I didn't deserve your trust in me. I hid important details from you, Susato. I completely betrayed your faith in me. Hit me, Susato! I deserve it! No, in fact, throw me to the floor! Please? No, that's too good for me as well. Drag me through the city streets and into your sheets. I mean, what? I'm no better, you know.
Oh my god, I guess they should just toss each other around, you know?
Yeah.
Even though in my heart I knew that you'd pulled the knife blade from Miss Brett's back, there was just a brief moment when, in my mind, I doubted you. Susato. I'm sorry. After I stood there and promised you that I'd stand by you and always be by your side, I betrayed your faith in me too. And as such, I failed you as a lawyer. Oh, no.
I think this situation has taught both of you a valuable lesson. Placing your unbridled faith in another is no easy task.
Yes, Father. That fact has certainly struck home. Which is why I can see more clearly now. So, Ray? Yes? Can you find it in your heart to forgive me? Hold on, I just have to see if this is a real call or not.
Look
Hello?
at this real call.
Hi. Yep. Sorry, I gotta take this. I'll be right back.
It happens. No way, this is perfect
The
timing.
music just stopped.
I know. which is a perfect segue into that time when the music didn't stop.
Oh, yeah.
And then GD said in chat, "Oh man, it's almost like I tell you guys every single game that the music only stops during cross examinations." And to which I respond to GD,
I know.
"That would assume we know how to read your messages." And that's a bold assumption that you should not make.
And for the record, it doesn't always stop during cross examinations.
Also true. Really, it's
I know.
it's here. It's because it goes all around.
I know.
So Ray was sus. For the wrong reasons. And we found a crack in Orchie's case.
8.
Way to go, Soseki in getting our man to the stand. TBC.
Thanks, Adam. To be continuado.
Oh.
Sorry, was out of town, missed the glorious return of Tom, but be assured, I'll be there from now on. I missed that light Italian accent, smiley face.
Hey, light Italian accent. What are you talking about? Do I have an Italian accent? I think I sound Canadian.
I'm sorry. What was that about?
Sorry, bibbidi bobbidi.
Oh, yeah.
Let me put my mustache on real quick.
No, I don't want any of your sausage.
Pourquoi pas? Come on.
Something Japanese bondage.
Yeah, okay.
Something
Mhm.
Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite Italian word?
Allora.
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 Yeah. It means it just means like, well, you know, or like it's kind of it's like a general word, like well, or so, like moving on, like if you're gonna say something. So like this happened, allora, you know, kind of that sort of thing. It's my favorite. It really got brought to light. I was watching a show and they like brought up allora. I'm like, oh, it's a nice one, you know.
Allora.
Yeah, Pitt. Do we have anybody who speaks Italian in the chat? Maybe they can give an even better example than what I just gave.
And then we can give you the grazie.
Grazie. Or mangia.
Mangia.
Mangia. Yeah. You need the hand, obviously, or else no one's going to understand you.
Maybe that's the Italian accent, is the hands.
So when I was in Quebec and everyone was speaking French, they're also hand-talking people.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh, I can speak some French, because they were just like, you know, when things are flat or, you know, a long distance, you know, there's lots going on.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
It was
You're good.
appointments for my infusions, but none of them worked. They all were in Ace Attorney time, so they have to call back later and with more things. We'll figure it out.
You know.
Oh, Susato. You know you'll always be a gallant, dashing lawyer in my eyes now. Oh, Ray. I was so scared, you know, when it happened. I didn't know what was going on. The Englishwoman was sitting in the back of the hut, listening to what I was saying. I know it was you who stole the poison! Well now, whatever do you mean? And then, a moment later, she suddenly got to her feet. Before collapsing on the floor in front of me, with a knife in her back.
It appears I've been stabbed.
Oof.
I feel like it's not going to be the knife that killed her. She like pricked her finger with the poison, whatever, and then she like was stabbed and like writing, this person stabbed me, and then died from the poison. You know?
Fair.
Yeah, because they're getting the knife checked for poison, so that's probably going to come back.
It all happened right before my eyes. And you were the only people in the hut at the time. That's right. Just Miss Brett and myself. There was no one else. So I just don't understand how she could possibly have been stabbed like that.
A great mystery indeed.
I still can't believe it happened. That's why I just couldn't bring myself to speak up. It'll be all right. However it happened, and whatever really went on that day by the sea, I promise you that I'm going to prove everything you've said is true.
Spoken like a true Mikotaba.
Naruhodo Esquire?
Now, I think we should discuss what's coming up in the trial, don't you? We don't have much time. We must make sure that we have our facts in order.
Yes, I expect the poison is going to come under close scrutiny in the upcoming proceedings. The police should hopefully have identified it on the blade by now. The trouble is, it's a completely new laboratory synthesized blend of alkaloids. The police don't have any way of testing for it. Oh. I see.
Yes. Without this chemical reagent, it's impossible to detect the toxin.
Chemical reagent?
I sent a colleague of mine off with some earlier to deliver to police headquarters. I think perhaps you should have gone as well.
A special indicator solution for new poison under development by my father's team. It has been created in strictly secrecy and exists only in my father's laboratory.
What's the matter, Susato? You're suddenly very quiet.
It's this newspaper article. Exclusive! Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory! I'm wondering how the information got out, given that it was a government secret. It was all the Englishwoman's doing! What? It was when the professor and Soseki-san were being interviewed at the laboratory that so-called English lady swaned in, and without any compunction to Professor Mikotoba. Oh, Professor, surely your guest would love to hear about your work on that substance there.
You're a terrible spy. Oh, I have such great interest in deadly poisons. You must regale me with all of your secrets,
Ooh, yes,
especially
tell
the
me.
confidential stuff.
You put me in a very awkward position, to be frank. But Soseki-san's curiosity had been piqued, so I had little choice but to give her a cursory introduction.
What? Come on, you couldn't hit her with a swift, I can't talk about that, so anyway, how's your sex life?
Well, I'm drowning in pussy, but it's only the cats! Was that inappropriate?
No.
Comment down below. So then, Soseki-san knew about the poison. Brett's poison.
Poison made for Brett, yes.
Yes, and it's highly likely that the reporter who was writing up the story about us would have caught a glimpse of the toxin too.
This Memo-san. By the way, did that reporter join you at all when you went to the beach? Oh, no, I don't remember the reporter being there.
Indeed, he shouldn't have been. I very much doubt anyone would have wanted him there.
Oh?
I know a known criminal had been given permission by the authorities to bathe by the seaside. Soseki-san pointed out the inviting a reporter might be problematic, so the man was sent back to his office.
Yet he obviously didn't go back. He secretly followed the party to the beach and took this very candid photograph. And then presumably he posted it anonymously to the police. Ah!
Hey, Alvaro. Yes, that must be what happened.
Oh.
Cows!
Counsel! We just heard from the news witness now. It's ready to testify. Testify! Trial's about to resume. Please leave the courtroom at once.
It's time to steel ourselves once again, then. Defense attorney Ryotaro Naruharu.
Yes! Yes.
Yes.
Ray has put her faith in me now and told me everything. So I can't let her down. I have to prove what she's telling the courts is true. I have to prove what really happened that day.
Let's jam
Good,
it.
yeah, it's good beat. Freestyling.
Typewriters need to make a musical return.
My favorite use of typewriter as a musical instrument is in the Violet Evergarden opening theme.
Yeah.
Like, holy, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was really good.
With that, like, oh.
I hereby call this court to order as we reconvene to continue the trial of Ray Mambami. Prosecutor Auchi, have you summoned the new witness?
Before I address that question, Your Excellency, I have some very important news to share.
Oh?
What news?
They're dead.
And why
for
does he
sure.
look so happy about it?
During the recess, with the collaboration of Professor Mikotaba's laboratory at Yume University, the police re-examined the knife that was used to end Miss Jezebel Brett's life.
The knife that was used to end Giselle's life?
Yes, that knife.
Ah.
Excellent. I admire your rapid handling of the matter.
Oh, too kind, Your Excellency, too kind. Please do continue, though. I was merely carrying out your instructions, of course.
I had the reagent delivered to police headquarters by rickshaw, so it would be there in good time.
But judging by the man's swagger... But by what?
But judging.
Oh, but judging by the man.
He didn't look so happy about his man's swagger.
He looks so chill.
But judging by
What
the
am I
man's
saying?
swagger,
Chill.
I feel we might need to brace ourselves for the inevitable.
And counsel, what were the results?
This dagger, which was so cruelly used to end the life of the victim, has no trace of poison anywhere along its blade.
What? Are you sure about that?
I would stake the reputation of the police on it.
You kinda
Well, have
to,
we
I guess.
got news for you?
Armed with the reagent, the test is extremely simple. They couldn't have made a mistake.
Oh, they had the reagent. Okay, never mind.
Blade. In short, the accused's feeble excuse earlier has been utterly destroyed! Now, the prosecution is ready to call the new witness.
The newspaper reporter who managed to capture a photograph of the crucial moment. Good. Yes, right. Very well, officer. Bring in the witness.
No trace of poison on the knife.
Oh, come on, sweetie. We're gonna be fine.
But if that's really the case, how could the toxin have entered the victim's body?
I'm sure that there was some form of penetration that happened.
Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court.
They say that poison flows freely from a fountain. I'll stop this so we can get to the point.
We have to decide who's many memo.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Mm-hmm.
Kronk. Tom would do the Kronk voice. If you want to do that. It's like Gumshoe, basically. Like,
Yeah.
If you want to
Kronk.
do this.
Oh, yeah. All right, right in many mo. All right, over the Shoju News. What people like to call journal.
I got his first name, Writin'. He's writing. He's writing many memos.
He's writing
Writing
many
many
memos.
Many memos. How many memos? Many memos.
The many memos.
All of them.
Many memo.
Many memos.
Yeah, poison. Poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison.
What's a journal, Father?
Jordan.
Do you know?
It's simply a contraction of journalist. Yeah, I'm the news breaks, putting pen to paper to catch those scoops. Sorry, they're in print the next morning. Oh, they don't call me the hero of the hill for nothing. The nice guy of the news.
Oh, so, it was you who took this photograph, was it?
Well, what have we here?
I'm sorry?
I
know.
Oh, brace yourselves, people. Many memo senses are scooping the offing. Female student up to foul play, defended by curiously handsome young lawyer in Supreme Court. Okay. Yep, snap photo. Yeah, We're gonna lap this up. Will be set above the fold, 72 point in the 5-leg format of the morning edition.
Huh?
Right then. All right, let's start with your name.
Oh, it's Ryutaro Naruhoto. Oh.
You passed the test. Yay.
Hey, next, what made you want to become a lawyer?
I wanted to reform our country's legal system, I suppose.
Wow, real original.
Ryotaro has suddenly become very ambitious, I see.
I just borrowed Kazuma-sama's dream for a while.
By the way, my name is Tatsuki Aochi, the Takasuchi Aochi.
Oh, nice.
The so-called dark horse of the Supreme Court. My objections strike fear into every defense lawyer's heart. Yes, you've heard of me.
Never heard of licking a pencil.
Nobody cares.
Nah, we just won't buy that. No.
Witness.
Yeah.
What this court demands to know is whether or not you were responsible for taking this picture. It was delivered anonymously to the Imperial Police Bureau only yesterday.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a journal if I didn't click quick when presented with a scoop like that, would I? Sometimes stories come out to me. Sometimes I have to chase them down. But either way, you gotta get there fast.
Sometimes you gotta make them yourself.
Gotta go fast.
Fast legs to run with, the fast hands to write with. It's good if you don't note it down. I always say, it's no good if you don't note it down. That's what I call my mini memoism. Mini
Memoism?
Oh yes, I remember your face. We met that day when we were interviewing myself and Soseki-san. Yeah, right. That was me. Mini memo again. But you were supposed to be going back to their Shoyu or news offices after our meeting. Yeah, but the scoop is, I didn't. Because the Englishwoman's words that piqued my journalistic interest.
Miss Brett's words?
A criminal. Let her do as she pleases, just because she happens to be a British citizen. Oh! It's horse's dung! This country's judiciary is rotten to the core. The Supreme Court's rulings aren't worth the paper they're written on. The police just are imperial pawns!
Wow, seems like someone has a reason to kill somebody.
Stay your tongue, young man. There are complex political issues at play.
Huh. Well, anyway, I quickly jotted down the words she said in my mini memo pad.
Wow.
Are you ready? I'll read it out. It's all here. Right, here we go. I should like to go with everyone to see your country's coast. A serious criminal is gonna go on some junket? The people here need to know about this. That's why I decided to sneak after them.
I would not keep a pen in my ear with the rapid hand motions that this dude does. I'd be afraid to just stick it in my eye.
To get the woman's story so I could hammer her into the press.
Do you mean to say that you did indeed witness firsthand the grim scene portrayed in this photograph?
Oh yes, I saw it with my own very journo eyes. From start to finish, through the viewfinder of my trusty camera.
Thank you, Mani Memo-san. You will now give a formal testimony before the court. You will state exactly what it is you witnessed of the events surrounding Miss Brett's death.
Many memo.
Many memo?
Memo.
How many memo?
Wish memo on me.
Also, I'm really happy for the game version of Soseki becoming an author. I really need to read his books IRL. And, of course, Hosonaga love, heart.
Moses!
Thanks, Moses!
Yeah, just like real life.
Just wanna say, when I'm done with writing many memo, 50 Shades of Grey will look like the hungry caterpillar,
Oh my God.
smirking face. Oh, also hi Tom.
Monadu!
Hey, man, dude.
Thanks, Monadu.
Hooray.
Hungry caterpillar.
The hungry
You
caterpillar?
know the hungry caterpillar who
Yeah.
ate so much caterpillar food and then turned into a beautiful, I don't want to spoil it.
Oh. I think I saw that episode of Pokemon.
Oh. Okay. Alright, the beach hut was made of a shoddy old reed screen, so there was plenty of gaps I could see through.
Objection!
Yeah.
Stop!
The Englishwoman was sitting on a stool when the student girl came in and started arguing with her. Oh, seconds later, the girl pulled out a knife, throwing the English woman to the floor, and she stabbed her in the back. My smoldering journal spear burst into flames quick as a flash, whipped out my camera ready to clickety-clack. I pulled apart the rough weave of the screen and poked the lens through the perfect shot.
He clicks, he licks, his conviction is going to stick.
Hey.
Hey.
Read screens, you say?
An interesting weekend for me. Lost my source of income as an aide for a student who, because I am so awesome, no longer needs it, and immediately got hired as a contact tracer within 4 hours after.
Hey! Congratulations!
Yeah.
But
Change
also,
happens
oh.
swiftly. Yeah. You're so good at your job that you job yourself out of a job.
You job yourself out of a job. Darn me, jobbing myself out of a job. I'll show you.
Thank you, Uzumaki.
So, we're just going to pretend Many Memo isn't just Tom after too much coffee. Perfect casting.
Just get you
Soda melon!
Soda mellow.
Thank you.
Right. All right, you can see them clearly enough in that great shot I snapped. All right, the hut walls were just screens made of coarsely woven reeds.
Yes, it allows the breeze to pass through and bring some relief from the summer heat.
And it was a breeze for me to poke my camera through and see the whole thing hotting up. I don't like that choice of words.
Ignoring for the time being the appalling invasion of privacy involved.
Thank you.
Hey, somebody's mentioning it.
Did you witness everything that happened from the moment the defendant entered the hut?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw the whole thing from start to finish.
And you say that you took the photograph through the gap in one of the screens?
Luckily for me, they were pretty shoddily woven. I pulled the reeds apart, thrust the lens of my camera through the gap. Would I get away with it? Who would I be seeing? It was the gamble of a lifetime.
A tenacity of purpose that's considered admirable in a journalist, I suppose. No.
Run a risk one day, run a scoop the next. That's the memoism of the day.
Many memoisms. Sorry, I went too fast.
Many memoisms. No, it's good.
At last. It would appear we have a genuine witness to this wicked crime. The evidence and testimony are extremely compelling. I believe we may be close to a verdict.
No!
Wonderful news, Your Excellency. Wonderful, yes, quite.
Nevertheless, it cannot be denied that this testimony begs one very large question.
What question?
Exclusive news. A startling photograph. All the makings of an exceptional story for the reporter. Why then was the story never published?
Oh, that's right!
Stretch.
Stretch!
It seems clear to me that there are very curious circumstances at play here that are yet to be understood.
More pathetic excuses.
Very well then, counsel. Proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Excellency! There's more to this reporter than meets the eye. He's keeping something about this case very close to his chest.
Okay, please let that be a pun.
Yeah.
For
And
the
camera close to his chest, keeping it.
The camera never lies.
Spider-Man.
All right. Shoddy old read screens. We burn.
Hold it. What made you want to see what was happening inside the beach hut in the first place?
Yeah.
I call it journo instinct. Can you think of a better reason?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps because as well as being a proven criminal, the person inside was a young woman?
Ah, I see where you're going with this. Brace yourself, people. He's painted the journo as a voyeur.
It's hardly slander, sir. You had a camera and you were taking pictures without the woman's knowledge.
Nope. You got it all wrong, little student boy.
Sorry?
To my mind, all that was inside of that hut was a scoop. Nothing more, nothing less. Scoops know no gender, man or woman. It's all news. It's not even a memoism. It's basic journalism.
If only the courtroom was indiscriminate.
Right. So, if it's all buttoned up, can we move on?
Tell the court then, witness, what sight befell your eyes when you looked inside the hut?
The sight that vindicated my journo instinct, that's what. When I pulled back the reeds, I could see it as clear as day. The Englishwoman was sitting on a stool when the student girl came in, arguing with her.
Hold it!
So you actually saw Memami-san entering the hut?
Yep. And she was raging like a journo spirit.
And the argument you mentioned what was that about exactly?
Oh, you stole it. I didn't steal it. That kind of thing.
Talking about the poison, I suppose.
The student girl walked right up to the Englishwoman, really started laying into her. I mean, if she laid into her anymore, there would have been eggs.
Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum.
Good night, everybody.
The man should have been an author. His descriptive talents are wasted on journalism.
It's pretty funny.
But the student's rantings fell on deaf ears, like a Japanese person listening to English for the first time.
He really ought to work on his similes first, though, to be honest.
Anyway, the point is that the woman in the dock was mightily angry.
And her temper finally got the better of her, it seems. Dear me.
Which was the climactic moment that I caught on film. Oh! Pulled out a knife! Stabbed her!
Throwing the Englishwoman around. I like the idea of just like picking her up and tossing her around like she's nothing.
Do you swear before this court that you actually saw the precise moment when the stabbing took place?
Ha! The precise moment. I didn't just see that. There's a whole hellish scene play out. Oh, from start to finish.
I have a simple plan of the beach hut. Perhaps you could use it to explain to the court exactly what you witnessed.
All right, you are. It's all here in my memo pad. All right, when I first peered into the hut, right, I'm sure that the English woman was on this stool at the back of the hut here.
Yes, the accused's own testimony confirmed that.
She just sat at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly, is what I have noted down.
Okay, it's my turn to testify now, okay? Try not to interrupt. Ha! Okay, jeez.
Oh,
Then, the next moment, as I was watching, the evil student girl entered the hut. After a while, the pair of them ended up in the middle of the hut arguing furiously. The English woman went for the student, but the girl dodged out of her way. And in a flash, plunged the knife into the adversary's back as if the two passed each other.
Playing Dark Souls, man. Circle, strafe, backstab.
What you describe is a grim scene indeed.
Hey, never sugarcoat the truth. That's the memoism says.
by the way, Memo-san, whilst you were watching that terrible scene unfold before your eyes through the gap in the screen, did it not occur to you to try to prevent the tragedy rather than capture it on film?
Journos have to be observers, okay? We can't get involved. That's our raison d'etre.
So you didn't converse with Miss Brett at all?
Obviously not. An observer always remains on the outside, looking in.
And that's something to be proud of, is it?
Your Excellency, if I may.
Oh, yes, Professor.
I think the witness's last expertly phrased statement should perhaps be added to the formal testimony.
Father, what are you...
I will grant the defense's request. Memo-san, you will supplement your formal testimony with the aforementioned statement.
Well, nihilism is the foundation of memoism, but I gladly prove that my words aren't meaningless. I never once set foot in the hut, nor spoke with the English woman.
Oh, got the giggles over there, Nyan?
Hum?
Got the giggles?
I got some giggles, yeah.
Got some giggles?
Just a little bit of giggles.
Really? You didn't set foot inside the hut at all? Are you quite sure about that?
I think you may have the wrong impression of me. We're talking about a murder scene here. My My nerves were stretched to the breaking point already.
Stretched like the seams of the dress that you tried on?
Ooh.
Oh, I see. You were scared. Maybe I did have the wrong impression of you, yes.
All right. It was all I could do to stifle a scream and hold my head steady enough to snap the shot. You really should have summoned help before thinking of your camera. Memoism and humanism don't always agree. Most of my time, it's in those instances. Many memoism comes out on top. All right, as a sculptor of stories, sometimes I have to be cruel for my art. Yes. That's spot on. That's a good one. I like that one a lot.
Surely he's making all of this up.
He claims to have spied the whole affair from the start to finish. If true, his testimony is devastating.
But it does seem as though he's holding something back, doesn't it?
If that's how you feel, I suggest you trust your instincts and press him on everything he's said. As you've no doubt done many times before in your role as judicial assistant.
Yes, I have. I've seen witnesses like this pressed often. I know exactly what to do.
Aw, heck yeah.
Press multiple times.
Press the press.
A journo on the stand. No need to stop the presses.
Adam!
Yeah, I went at him.
Very
A
good.
journo in the stand, but a pervert in the sand.
Yeah, baby. I think his big feet are going to be the downfall.
Ooh. Big ass journo feet. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh, there's no broken screen. Like,
well, you
there's
can
like
see
a little peephole behind
peephole
the.
there in the back. Yeah.
Perfect for stabbing. I mean, taking a picture with.
Of course.
oh, did the murder picture?
Why not both?
Oh, yeah. Why not both? Because this is at. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
she could have gone around after. I'm thinking that there's something because it says never once set foot in the hut nor spoke with the Englishwoman. I was there only as an observer. I'm thinking that's the one.
Well, that was the one that we had amended. So I mean, we could
Yeah.
press it again to see if it does something
Right.
different.
I'm pretty sure that I pressed it because
okay.
I pressed this one and then it added this one. I pressed it already.
Okay.
I don't know if we have to do like a second press, but usually it's this one that I'm just gonna examine the stuff here and see what happens.
Oh yes, must be the victim's blood.
Oh dear, blood is never a pretty sight, is it? I'm having to fight the urge to run it under a hot tap and get it clean.
You've always been fastidious about cleanliness, haven't you?
I think this is something else, Father. It's a knife.
It's a knife.
It's a knife. The label appears to be written in a foreign language that I don't know.
It's German. So your knowledge of English is going to be a little help here, I'm afraid.
Couldn't you have just written medicine on it in Japanese? And we'd all be able to read it.
German is the international language of medicine, my dear.
Oh.
But
Who
yes,
knew?
I can certainly see the merit in labeling both bottle in Japanese. I'm not sure medicine would be entirely appropriate.
Auf. Auf Wiedersehen. Zebrastreifen. Rocket's English
I'm just gonna pass through it.
like anti-baby pillen.
Oh,
You'll never guess what that does.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, maybe we can put the pen in the thing now.
The pen thing, maybe.
The pen in the thing. Hello, Herr Forehead. I hope
Yeah.
we get to have a German person. I love doing the German accent. It's not very good.
They
but
did
I
say
love it.
to like press more.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they wanted to press after getting the thing, but let's take a quick look. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. 'cause,
I mean, pressing more just kind of maybe at the loop, right? Okay.
Hold it!
Okay.
Hardly slander. Sorry. Doesn't matter about gender. I just like taking pictures. Right.
Yeah, the damning evidence here is I also think that he's using pencils, but clearly has like an ink smudge
Right?
on his hand.
Yeah.
Hold it!
You swear it.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Because the other thing too is that Giselle Brett is clearly holding his pen.
Yeah.
So you know what? Maybe that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that we can present the pen to like I never talked to her.
Yeah, that's
basically.
a really good one.
Oh,
I think
if you never talked to her, why does she have your pen?
N.
Let's try that. If not, well, yeah, because the photo's a bit of a stretch. So
Yeah.
let's go with the pen.
Yep.
I mean, it might be a jump, but
It could be either, but this works.
Yeah.
Objection!
maybe work.
Many Memo-san.
Send it.
Until now, I've had a firm belief that newspapers are in the business of uncovering and publishing the truth.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're spot on there. Yeah, the press doesn't lie, which is why I'm proud to wear the emblem of Show You News on my arm.
Ah, that's what that is.
In a way, that's more memoism.
Show you news. Show you.
It seems the journalists who write for those papers don't always share the same passion for the truth.
What are you struggling with those
Recriminatory.
recriminatory words, Counsel? I also struggle with recriminatory word.
Many Memo-san, do you recognize this fountain pen? This pen was found at the scene of Miss Brett's death. In fact, the murdered victim was gripping it in her hand as she died.
Hey, what are you?
If you look at the barrel of the pen, you'll notice that its owner's initials are engraved right there. R.M.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Counsel. The initials of the accused. Remember me?
Is it a coincidence, I wonder, that your initials are also R.M.?
No,
Write-in Many Memo. R.M.
That's that horse dung. Can't you see one of the central tenets of memoism is being a pencil user?
And yet, as the court will clearly be able to see, on your right hand, there is a very obvious blue ink stain.
It would appear that you must have rather carelessly left it somewhere recently. Your favorite fountain pen, that is. Horsey horse dung.
Many Memo-san, is it not the case that before she died, you met with Giselle Brett in the beach hut?
Objection!
why should we listen to this absurd nonsense? It's nothing but an excuse.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Show Your News will stand behind me all the way. I deny everything. All right? There must be as many people with initials RM as there are stars in the night sky.
The defense has neither the time nor the inclination to count every star in the sky.
Huh?
And there's no need anyway, because this pen has more to tell. Oh yes, there is another clue. A clue that undeniably proves who the owner really is.
Man.
In that case, counsel, the defense will now show the court where this alleged clue lies.
Of course, Your Excellency.
Ha!
The clue on this fountain pen that clearly reveals its owner's identity is
We are nailing this tutorial.
the butt.
Show them the butt.
The butt. Oh,
There's
oopsie.
some sort of emblem here, look,
My bad.
but it isn't a Yume one.
Oh, it must belong to another organization, I suppose. A business of some kind. That would seem to imply that the pen isn't about it.
Got it.
As well as the initials, there is also an emblem on this fountain pen. An emblem that you will of course recognize, Many Memo-san.
Well, goodness me, it's the emblem of the Show You News.
In other words, the owner of this pen is an employee of the Show You News, whose initials are RM. Suddenly the stars in the night sky don't seem so numerous, do they? Well, Many Memo-san, how do you respond?
No!
Order! Explain yourself, witness.
This is how the mighty Supreme Court works, is it? Using coercive tactics and well-meaning citizens reveal harmless secrets?
I've used nothing but honest tactics.
All right, then. Fine. I won't try to hide it anymore. Yes, not long before the grim tragedy unfolded, I show you news reporter on behalf of the public conducted an interview with the English woman.
An interview?
You never mentioned this before.
When exactly was this?
As I said, it was before the evil little student girl showed up, her face in the hut. It couldn't have lasted more than 2 or 3 minutes, that's all. It was just a brief exchange. But it came to nothing. And as we memoists say, the people don't pay their dues for unworthy news.
Ah.
However insignificant you deem it to be, this court cannot overlook the meaning between yourself and the victim. Oh, the meeting. You will testify now under oath about the precise nature of this meeting and what transpired.
Okay, all right, but on one condition.
Condition? Can he do that?
In all good conscience, I couldn't speak out alone about this. Okay? You need to call back the earlier witness, Soseki Natsume-san. Oh.
Soseki-san?
Yeah. According to my notes here, that man has a secret of his own. And brace yourself, because it's not a harmless one. Oh, it's big. It's big.
What?
It looks like
It's about this big. Many memoism states that one man's secret is very often another man's front page story.
Well,
So bad.
I will grant the witness's request in this instance. Officer, summon the earlier witness back to the stand.
Soseki-san, hiding something?
No, how could he?
Witness. Testimony.
The witness's secret.
Right, and many memo seems like a passionate man. You could say. He's got a lot of heart. Get it? Cause they're both journos. He.
Hee, Miles. Thank you, Miles.
Thanks, Miles.
I asked the English woman for an interview, but she declined, so I left the hut without making a fuss.
Worst witness, by the way.
Then, watching secretly from the outside, I saw the woman being stabbed and the other witnesses come running. The detective realized the victim still had a pulse, so he ran off to fetch help. That's when this writer man here asked the woman a very significant question. Okay. He didn't say anything about that in his testimony, which is why many memoism demands it if I reveal it now. Okay.
You mean to say the victim?
The victim regained consciousness?
Well,
And when she did, you decided to ask her a question?
that's, true, yes.
He did. Yeah. Hey, that's not all, okay? The woman gave him a very definite answer, okay? An answer that incriminates the accused.
Psst. Who done it? Who stabbed you?
This is preposterous! Why am I only hearing about this now? Okay, why didn't you mention this before, you yokel hack?
It wasn't even a conversation! Yes, I did pose the withering English rose a question, I don't deny it. But she could no longer speak. She was barely conscious even.
Counsel for the defense, I expect a thorough cross-examination to be conducted here. This court must and will know the truth.
Absolutely, Your Excellency. The reporter is claiming that Miss Brett implicated Ray somehow. What on earth could have happened to that hut?
Well, they weren't eating pizza, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, I was gonna make a Pizza Hut joke too.
Oh, wow.
Yours was better though. Good job.
Wow. All right, asked for an interview, declined. You know, I left.
It reminds me of the interview with that guy who's like, "Hey, do you know who started the fire?" And he's like, "It was me. I did it.
Yeah.
Why? So that all of you could be here." And then he's like, "Hey, I lit the fire. You lit the fire?" Yeah. It's one of my favorite videos.
You asked her for an interview, you say?
Well, of course I did. I wanted to ask her about the incident she was involved in at the end of last year. You know.
About the case in which Dr. John H. Wilson lost his life?
That's not the way I phrased it, okay? Many memoism called for straight talking. Why did you murder Dr. Wilson? Is how I put it to her.
Yes, that sort of talking is as straight as a ruler.
Ask every question as if you're asking a menu at a restaurant, I say. It's the best way, okay? A veteran at the paper taught me that.
And how did Miss Brett answer? Brett.
How did Miss Brett answer?
The salad.
Okay, with one simple phrase. A mystery is a woman's charm.
God, I hate her, but she was super fabulous. Like, awful, but mystery is a woman's charm.
You murdered somebody, okay?
About to murder someone else.
Well, that told me. So I waltzed right out of there.
Really? Something with that doesn't seem quite fit.
I already come back from that. Leave every room as if you're waltzing in a dance hall, okay? I say it's the best way. A veteran at the paper taught me that.
She was undeniably that bitch.
Okay? And then I started peeping.
Sorry. Oh, what's this?
I'll play the
It's
second one.
name time again, and once again you figured out the English name. Anyway, his Japanese name is Heitamomemamai. Half.
Oh.
Momemamai might come from mamoru, which is a Japanese English fusion verb meaning to write a memo.
Oh, nice.
DBD!
Oh my god.
Memo.
I just putting this together a little bit right now. Is a memo pad like a memory pad?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
For memos,
Makes sense
for
to me.
memories, for your memory.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Memo pad. So you can memo it.
You can remember it.
I always memo things.
I memo you.
I memo. I have many
Ray memo me.
Hold it! That was very persistent of you, considering that Miss Brett had just turned you away.
Yeah, persistence wins the prize, okay? Many memoists will tell you that. Let me think. Let them think you've left. Then just when they lower their guard, that's when you swoop in for the scoop. You scoop in for the swoop in for the scoop.
And the fruits of your labor are all too apparent in this telling photograph. Though I'm sure the young yokel student would rather not be reminded of this damning evidence.
Actually, it's thanks to that photograph that we managed to identify this witness.
Alright, now that you found me, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Alright, I got nothing to hide.
Why'd you send the photo anonymously?
Yeah,
Because I got nothing to hide.
I'm sure.
Please, do go ahead, witness. The court is eager to hear what you have to say.
Try to stop me. Hey, there's a story to tell you, and I'm gonna tell it. The detective realized victim had a pulse, so he ran off to fetch help.
Hold it!
And so Seki-san remained behind in the hut.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. Our author friend here. I like that he looked over his shoulder like me. No. Well, I was a blabbering wreck, shaking all over from his head to his toes, mustache twitching, your eyes bulging.
What do you expect? You don't know the terrifying troubles that taunted me whilst traveling abroad. Back behind baleful bars! They'll be coming for me, surely. That's all I could think. I felt as though I was gasping for air, drowning in a sea of cold sweat. Poor Soseki-san. His experiences in London have scarred him deeply. As for the world seemed to close in around me, I quietly recited a prayer to Amida Buddha. Eternal emptiness, empty eternity! The end is coming for me, surely.
No sutras are to resound in my courtroom, please.
And now we come to the crucial part. That's when it happened, okay?
When it happened.
When it happened.
It happened, okay? Writer man here asked a woman a significant question.
Hold it!
Oh, yeah.
What question? What exactly did he say?
Well, now, you should hear that from the horse's mouth, I think.
Dude loves horses.
The horse did.
Well, don't you, Mr. Writer man?
Out with it, you yokel hack! What did you say to her? What did you say to the dying English woman?
Well, in truth, I'd been catching crabs at the water's edge and building castles in the sand, you see.
Would you like some crabs?
Not the ones in my hands.
Well, the seaside is a place to be at leisure, I suppose, even for a grown man.
But then all of a sudden, from that little beach hut, a young girl's panic-stricken cries for help pierced the air. Kya! Ray! I ran up the beach to see what was happening, to find the defendant leaning over the collapsed victim. As soon as Inspector Hosonaga saw Miss Brett on the ground, he sprinted off to get help. Gone. And then, just a moment later, I heard a faint moan. A moan from the dead English woman. I nearly jumped out of my skin! But what did you ask her, Soseki-san? I asked her, who did this to you?
Who done it?
Don't protract this any longer. How did the woman respond?
She didn't! She said nothing in response! But...
When in the stand, you will answer the questions asked of you unambiguously. Now, without evasion or reticence?
Reticence, yeah.
Reticence. I demand that you amend your testimony.
I will! I asked her, who did this to you? But she never replied.
Hold it!
Spooky.
So you tried to find out who the true culprit was? He who asks a question is a fool for a minute. He who does not remains a fool forever.
Oh. Wisdom. Snap, snap, snap. That's good, that's good.
And having been labeled a criminal twice during my time in Great Britain, I was quick to make up my mind. Better to be a fool for a minute than remain a fool in prison forever!
However, you've indicated that the victim failed to respond. Is that correct?
I know why. I know why the Englishwoman said nothing. She was ignoring me because of my stupid mustache! Because I'm Japanese! Oh dear.
Oh my god.
Soseki-san has really developed a dislike for the English, it seems.
Having read the report on his time in Great Britain, I can't say I'm surprised at his xenophobia. But the English woman didn't ignore you at all, okay? Did she, Mr. Writer Man?
Huh? Well, yes, all right. She did respond in a manner of speaking, I suppose.
She just lifted a trembling finger and pointed in the direction of the defendant.
No!
Poor Soseki-san has been fidgeting constantly at the stand next to Many Memo-san.
Yes, like a naughty child who's been wanting for punishment. from
Waiting.
his-
Waiting.
Waiting.
You naughty child.
I was weirded out when I was reading it, okay? I was like, oh man, this is a strange avenue we're going down here.
Tom's the naughty one.
Oh no!
Ooh, you naughty baby, Twom. Gross. I'm sorry I said it like that.
Whoa.
Gross.
It reminds me of you when you were younger. Oh no!
I was like that?
Never mind that now. Question is, how far can we trust this reporter's account of events? We must focus on the energies on gathering information and establishing facts.
Yes.
No, it's not us. Tom said wanting instead of waiting, and there's a big difference.
There's
Wanting.
a big difference.
Waiting. Commiserating.
Say it ain't so.
You're a naughty hoe. Take your clothes off. Spank 'em.
Whoa. Na 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 na.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank God.
And that's how it ends.
Yep. It was a short-lived NyanCave.
Hold it!
Miss Brett pointed a finger at the defendant? Soseki-san, is that really true?
It's not easy to stand here and say this, but when we first entered the beach hut, the Englishwoman was sprawled out on the floor before us. The student girl was standing on the far side of her, and when I asked, "Who did this to you?" the Englishwoman summoned her last ounce of strength to point a trembling finger at the back of the hut,
The back of the hut.
which was, it can't be denied, in the direction of the student girl who stands accused today.
Okay.
No,
Soseki-san, why on earth did you neglect this to mention this in your original testimony?
but fiddlesticks, I say!
This is not a British court of law. You will respond in Japanese.
Yes, of course! The Englishwoman did point her finger towards the back of the hut, but I was trembling, and she was trembling, and everything was trembling! A blur.
Turns out there was an earthquake coincidentally at the same time.
And thinking about it, I feel as though perhaps she was pointing in a slightly different direction. Actually, no! Not slightly! In a very different direction to where the student girl was standing! Stood somewhere at the back of the hut where nobody was standing at all!
You mean that your memory of events and the direction in which the victim was pointing are both unclear?
Yes, that's it! Unclear! I'm very, very unclear!
Your Excellency, surely this proves that the matter beyond all reasonable doubt. Yes, the woman may barely have the unconscious, and yes, perhaps her finger wavers slightly. But there can be no doubt that this was an attempt by the victim to confirm the identity of her assailant. Why? Because as the court can see, there was no one other than the accused in the direction of the victim was pointing. It's now abundantly clear that no one besides the accused could possibly have committed the crimes.
I'm inclined to agree.
Thank you.
And in the absence of any credible argument to the contrary, I believe we can now conclude this trial.
No! No!
Alright, the headline writing itself here. Alright, dashing lawyers' hopes dashed. 92 points across the whole page. Huh. Well, we'll do an extra edition. This is a serious blow, Susato. Unless we're able to identify the true culprit and substantiate our claim with evidence, the judge will give his ruling, and the trial will be over.
But that's impossible, Father! I mean, Uncle, we don't even know how the crime was committed yet.
Impossible though the task may seem, we have no choice. We must think back over everything we've learned thus far. Somewhere in all those details, I'm confident we'll find the clue we need.
Ray gave us her account of how the events unfolded in the defendant's antechamber before the trial resumed. She told us what happened in the precise moment Miss Brett was killed. The Englishwoman was sitting at the back of the hut, listening to what I was saying. And then, a moment later, she suddenly got to her feet and then fell on her face, her stupid frickin' face, with a knife in her back.
She got rear-ended by a knife.
She had honeycomb hair.
Honeycomb!
Damn it.
How could Miss
Can't get enough of that.
Damn you, marketing.
How could Miss Brett have been stabbed in the back in a beach hut that was empty but for herself and Ray? Somewhere amid all the information we've gathered so far, there must be an answer to that question.
I take it then that the defense has nothing further to add.
So, the gallant yokel student's luck finally runs out. I can't say I'm surprised.
In that case, I'm ready to deliver my final verdict on this matter.
This is a crucial turning point now. If I can't establish what really happened, it's over. Where was the real culprit hiding? And how did he or she stab the victim?
There were so many holes.
In the beach hut.
If you just say, I don't know, then
I know how.
Papa was just going to come in.
Your Excellency, I respectfully asked you to postpone your adjudication for the time being.
Oh, and to what end, Counsel?
The defense would like to present the court with an alternative theory. An alternative theory that can explain who the victim was actually trying to implicate with her dying gesture.
An alternative theory? Ha! None exists.
Objection!
There was someone else present at the scene. Who could have committed the murder? Who could have committed the murder?
What?
And the victim, Miss Brett, tried to reveal who it was to those around her at the time by mustering all her remaining strength and pointing a trembling finger in the killer's direction.
This is fiction! Fantasy!
Very well, as you seem so sure of yourself, Counsel, I am prepared to hear your alternative theory. So, young Ryotaro Naruhodo,
Yes, Your Excellency.
you will present your latest theory to the court by means of this plan. At the moment the victim was stabbed, where exactly proposing the culprit was concealed?
Are we going to say
I want to say it so
Under the
bad.
dress. Under the dress.
I mean, I don't.
Under the dress.
I gotta say more, but I don't think it. I've never had like a meme like that, but it's just so
It's just so-
unbelievably.
perfect? Doesn't even make sense because
It makes
she got
no
stabbed from
sense.
behind.
Yeah. I know.
We gotta say it though.
It's probably gonna be.
I feel confident.
It's fine. It's probably
probably nothing.
It's probably.
Naruhodo-san would never give up, and I'm a Naruhodo now. The true culprit who fatally stabbed Miss Brett was concealed in this location here.
Are you mad, Counsel? You're suggesting the culprit was outside the hut! Huh.
What?
Order!
But student lawyer Naruhodo-san Esquire, that makes no sense at all.
Yeah, you just pointed out the exact spot where I was trying to hide and get my scoop snap.
Oh, you noticed.
But I didn't see any suspicious individuals lording about. I can reveal that. I can swear to that.
Nice play.
Obviously, if the culprit had been outside the hut, there is no way that he or she could have stabbed the victim who was inside the hut.
Actually, Prosecutor Ouchie, there is a way.
Ugh.
And in point of fact, the defense can provide evidence strongly suggesting that is precisely the way Miss Brett was killed.
You're bluffing.
You're bluffing.
The defense's assertion is clearly too fantastical for the court to comprehend.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You'll need to give us more guidance, Counsel. What piece of evidence corroborates your theory that the victim was stabbed from outside the hut? Outside the hut. Outside the hut. Outside the hut.
Outside the hut.
The hut.
Hey,
Back home
Angry.
again, yay smile, but I remembered we still lost Toe. Cries again.
Angry! Oh, welcome home, son.
You'll get him next
I
time.
still think it was the baby from the first game. We still haven't questioned him.
I was
And I
waiting
bet
for it.
Mr. Turtle was his accomplice.
Cyber Saint! Oh, I don't know, sir.
Ah.
Well, I presented it now. But I haven't the first idea why I chose this piece of evidence.
Oh, actually wrong.
Counsel, you're suggesting that this piece of evidence bears out your theory on how the victim was stabbed.
It's something of a windfall, Your Excellency.
I think the word you're looking for, Counsel, was downfall.
Oh, shit.
Damn. If your theory is correct, then the knife was thrust into Miss Brett's back from outside of the hut. There should be a visible trace somewhere.
A trace. Yes, on the hut itself. Oh, we just did the wrong picture.
Yeah.
Armed with that idea, I must look through the court record again. Your Excellency, the defense would like to present a different piece of evidence.
I just figured you could stick a camera and you could stick a knife.
Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let's see. I mean, there's literally a little cracky.
Yeah, I think it's the
little
Kraken.
cracky poo.
There it is.
The original photographic print of the crime scene.
Yes, it's clearly visible in this print. The trace of the fatal thrust that was delivered from outside the beach huts.
Do you take us for fools? There's no hint of any such thing.
I'm not sure that everyone present would agree. Someone, at least, appears to have noticed what it is that I'm referring to.
You mean,
Counsel, once again, I must ask for you to be explicit to the court.
He does have no time for our bullshit.
Yeah.
Where on this photograph is the trace of the stabbing, which you claim took place from outside the hut?
I feel like the judges in these games have been way more competent.
So much more competent.
Absolutely.
And sweet and nice.
Yeah.
Hey, don't talk shit about my judge, okay? I like Judgy.
Judgy's a big dumb boy who we love.
He was just happy to be here.
Look closely just here.
I didn't even really apply for the job. I just walked in with the gavel and this gown, and things worked out. Really fun.
Just the benefits of being old, I guess.
Yep.
Wait, what?
In the screen at the back of the hut, you can see the effects of a blade of being forced through the reeds.
No, I can't. I can't see any such thing.
It's true that the hut in question had 4 walls as you'd expect. However, by parting the reeds, a knife blade could easily penetrate them.
This is extraordinary.
Yes, I am. The true culprit actually stabbed the victim from outside the beach hut. And of everyone present at the scene, there is only one person who could have done that. Only one person who was directly outside the hut when Miss Brett was killed. Right in Many Memo-san, it could have only been you.
Oh, hey, wait,
No!
The best part is he might have double killed her too.
This preposterous idea leaves me almost speechless. Look at the photograph again. The victim is almost lying in the center of the beach hut. Does she not?
You know what's really great about this picture too?
What?
Is I think you can actually see well, maybe there are footprints in the back, but yeah, like, because there's footprints in the front, but I guess that there's the light, because they said that they like did the little spinning around, but there are no real footprints to kind of corroborate, substantiate, whichever one.
Are we to assume, as part of this farcical scenario, that the assailant was a knife thrower?
No, of course not.
We're not.
That was the other case in the first game.
If you recall the testimony of the defendant about the events just before the victim's death. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on a stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew she was untouchable.
A stool?
Have another look at the photograph. The slit in the reed screen would align perfectly with the back of a person who is sitting on that stool.
My word. So, in fact, the victim was...
Killed whilst sitting on that stool. By a stab wound to her back delivered through the reed screen. Having been attacked, Miss Brett rose to her feet instinctively, but then, unable to speak, she collapsed onto the floor in the middle of the hut. Before the defendant, Membami-san's appalled eyes. And at that, Your Excellency, is the truth of what happened on the beach that day. By your silence, Many Memo-san, I take it that you don't deny the charge.
This is absurd!
Like, honestly, I don't even think he meant to. I think he was just like, I'm gonna snap some pictures. Might as well cut open these reeds. Oh, shit.
That would be something.
That will do. It would appear that we have a tacit admission of guilt from the witness. Accordingly, this court has successfully established the truth of this matter. which means that the defendant, Membami-san, is innocent of the crime.
Wow.
Oh, thank goodness!
Ooh-wee.
Here it comes, though.
I finally made him cave.
I must say, I've never been more proud.
No, this can't be. The Ouchie clan can't. What of my growth? My growth of hope? It wasn't an aberration. I can't accept this. I won't.
I see no reason for the continuance of this trial. I will therefore move to conclude the proceedings.
Hold it. Yeah.
Hold! Well, this is all very convenient, okay? This is how the highest court in our mighty empire delivers justice, is it? Suppressing well-meaning citizens' freedom to speak and branding them as criminals.
But we've established that the victim was stabbed from outside the hut through the reed screen walls.
No one but you was in place at the time to have a hand in the hilt of his blade. It's a perfectly logical deduction. So, your argument hinges on the location of whoever stabbed the English woman, does it? Well, it seems a little irrelevant now.
Irrelevant?
Yeah, where she was stabbed, how she was stabbed. It doesn't matter. I mean, whether she was stabbed at all makes no difference if you think about it. After all, this trial's already shown the whole thing hinges on something else.
Oh.
What a good pose.
Wow.
What are you talking about?
Brace yourselves, little man. I'm talking about the fact that everything's changed.
This changes everything.
Because of the dirt you dug up.
What?
Enough obscurity! Explain yourself, witness.
What's to explain? I'm talking about the poison, of course. The poison!
The poison?
Let's ask the professor for a comment on the situation, shall we? I understand that a deathly poison you were developing was stolen from your laboratory, correct?
Oh, yeah.
And it's been shown that the poison was administered to the victim, Miss Brett. Is that right? That is correct. The unusual constriction of the victim's pupils are sure sign that this particular poison was used.
Someone really wanted her dead, like extra dead.
Oh, super dead.
So, presumably, that means that the victim already had the poison in her body before she was stabbed? Given that her pupils were clearly constricted, it seems highly likely, yes. If she had been dead already, the poison could not have circulated in her body. Blood.
I
love that.
The table's turning. How refreshing to hear the argument of a metropolitan mind. Precisely, it matters not a jot who stabbed whom on whose back with whose blade. Because, quite simply, the Englishwoman's life was taken not by the knife, but by the poison.
Oh, yeah, now you,
But that can be explained by the poison being on the blade, as I already...
Oh, no.
Forgotten already, have we, Yokel? During these very proceedings, the laboratory of the professor at your side assisted in proving the blade of the weapon used to attack the victim had no trace of poison on it whatsoever.
Alright, so let me get this down. The facts, as skillfully established by the defense in this trial, turn out to be a headline-making red herring. Okay. Is that about right?
Well...
Looks like he's wearing the same clothes he's wearing since he's like 7.
Why is that?
Because like the shorts are all like tight and like all up, and the shirt is all like tight and all up. It just looks like he grew without ever taking the clothes off, and now he's just like inside them.
I cannot leave now.
From the back, yeah.
Order, order! But where does this leave us?
Kind of.
Legs. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it. Oh.
I don't know. I like them. I was gonna talk about how I liked what he was wearing.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, capris. Well, okay.
It's saying it's a little different because those are like baggy. He just looks like his clothes are painted on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd paint my clothes on too.
Okay. Real fun. Real quick about painting on clothing.
Yeah.
I went to Quebec.
Yeah.
Okay. I ate 7 poutines in 2 weeks. That's a poutine every second day. I would have eaten more, but I just didn't go to a restaurant that often. I put pants on when I got home. I'm like, these feel a little tight.
Oh yeah.
That's a little weird, but nothing's changed, so that's fine.
A lot of calories in this.
I saw my sister, and she's like, "Yo, bro, what your pants?" Or the words out of her mouth were, "Those pants look a little painted on."
Oh wow.
And I was like, "Okay, ouch a little bit." I went and weighed
Ouch, a little bit.
I went and weighed myself. I gained 10 pounds over the 2 weeks.
Damn.
Of poutine?
It's all poutine weight.
Poutine,
I don't know
if you will.
Yeah. There you go. Now you know. Painted on, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
There's an undeniably obvious answer to that. The lady most likely imbibed it.
Imbibed. To drink.
Imbibed it.
You mean she drank it? Thank you.
Have another look at the photograph here. As you can see. What? A bottle of carbonated water and a glass have been knocked off onto the sandy floor of the beach hut. The poison could have been slipped into either.
So somebody made Miss Brett drink it.
Well, what do you know? Look at those dashing eyes. This will make for a great front page shot. Hey, why the bewitching stare? After all, I'm the last person you should be looking at. It would make no sense at all that I poisoned the woman, would it? I mean, that's been established already.
Established? What are you talking about?
No, established. I did stabbed her, but there was list, Don't tell me you forgot. Okay. That's a little hard to believe, given that the person who established it was you.
Me? What on earth does he mean?
Oh, let me capture those wide eyes. This is prime breath fodder, this is.
It would seem this trial is not destined to end after all. Well, not
Shit.
destined to end, but
I gotta take this call.
Is destined to end this stream.
No! Oh, look at that timing graph. Every time I do, I show
Getting on.
Oh, you gonna hand him? Put the camera?
Oh yeah, for sure. Before I do, I was holding on to this. Brighton's favorite song.
Yep.
Take My Bread Away.
Take my bread away. Oh man. Yo, Straw Hat. We got a little focus here. Okay. Got this. I'll do this. And oh yeah. Oh, so clean. TBD.
Nice and close.
TBD.
Nice and close. Woo, thank you for being here.
Ooh. Well,
It
we
goes by. We have Yakuza 2 coming up right after this. That one's picking up some steam. We're having a lot of fun.
And Ace Attorney's back tomorrow. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And if you haven't already, why don't you just subscribe so you don't miss the notifications?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my
and
gosh.
DLC costumes for beginning episode 2. No, probably not Magic Dog. I'm just gonna do it the vanilla way because people always have feelings about things and changes. So it's just keep it stock.
Ooh.
It's fine.
All right, I got some stuff to put up on the board.
Bam. On the plus side, opportunity for a spicy mini memo thumbnail. True. I hope you guys are having fun, though. It is a lot of fun. That's right, Clay. Now put Ryan's shirt back on. Never! Never! Put him up on the board! Yeah. Thank you for being here. It's an interesting formula these games have. But yeah. I'm excited to see how this all opens up. And if we ever tell Naruhodo about this. Definitely not the first case I was expecting, that's for sure. You see Tom's cakes? Tom cakes? Cake. I only learned about the term cake recently. Do you remember when you fell in love with the defender?
Lower every time.
Yeah, you can go on top.
I gotta fill it out. Don't I?
I'll fill it. Yeah. Not the very bottom, because it's kind of like off camera. Well, you're still kind of on camera.
What do we got?
You're pretty close. You can kind of see from here. You have glasses on, don't you?
Yeah, I do got my glasses on. I got my
It's good though. And also Bazaria on Friday.
Boom, bada bing, bada boom. Oh my gosh, guys.
Bum. Thank you, everyone, though, so much.
A pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for being here. But I think we're gonna end the stream. So we'll see you tomorrow for Ace Attorney or Yakuza in an hour.
That's it.
Boom.
See you then, everybody.
See you then.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
goodbye.